is versus what reality
All right,
is.
so coming up here, I just got back from my
What
run, and this she talks about.
would you say to them in
I'm
terms
just going to let
of
this play
knowing
here.
where this led for you and kind of the emptiness it sounds like it brought with it? What advice would you share with them?
Alexa, stop.
Yeah, the reality is Jeff and I had issues in our marriage, so we needed to learn.
Wow.
Yeah, right? We needed to learn how to emotionally connect. We needed to learn to go to a deeper level. That was a reality. But the bigger piece that was missing is that we didn't have a good understanding of what the Bible said about marriage and how Jesus came into that. The covenant relationship of marriage. And so that was a huge missing piece. And so when we started going to church, and that was what I was beginning to understand, and really Jeff was too. He had a much greater understanding than I did, but wasn't living it out. And so after we divorced, I really started studying the Bible on marriage, and I came to know Christ and was saved 2 months after our divorce was final. And that's when God was really showing me that it wasn't so much your marriage, it was you guys were focused on the wrong thing and you didn't do it God's way. And so that was huge. That was a pivotal marker for me. I already knew what I was doing was wrong by having an affair. I don't care if you're an atheist, you're Christian, whatever you are, you know that having an affair is the wrong thing to do, or being unfaithful. So
I like all that. They talk about God being. I'm going to move to the kitchen, but Romans, because I can't turn it off and do two things at once. But I wanted to draw attention to that because at the base of everything that I'm essentially preaching is that God is at the bottom of all this, and that there is no excuse. People know, this is. People know. So I'm just drawing attention to that, and I want to find that passage there, Romans 1:20. Let's flip it around here. For since the creation of the world, okay, so that people are without excuse. So that's when I went for the run. That was my thought was. Right, she's just affirming that. But basically I listened to all their thing, and I can't say that I super like it. I think it's fine, and I guess that, did they get back to, they said at the end because of the kids, and so it still begs for depth that I believe that the Sunday school model that I'm presenting allows people to elevate, from good to great, or I don't even know if it's good. Yes, good that they're together, but there's two things. God's got to be. I hear it. You hear him saying, God got in here, and that's what got us fixed. We heard about the covenant, and I think that's good. But that needs to get into the conveyor belt that you were reminded. It's easy to get off track. The devil prowls like a roaring lion. If we don't keep it into some kind of, we're not. Yeah, let's elevate now. Good, it's back, but we need to get this flowing through that HVAC of goodness. God is the rock, and I can always be reminded that all I need is God. And then on the other side, we can't. And she was pulling about the loneliness and the different. What else? We didn't hear too much about what he didn't like, what any problems that he had. But we're not minimizing that. Elevate it too. Bitch all you want. Put it inside of it so we can sit and try to get all those 8 things into a 10 out of 10. I'm glad for them. I'd like that. But it's not the whole story. To have these people be a beacon out there and then at the end they say, ask for help, it's not that simple. It needs to get it. Lots of people ask for help and then they run into walls. It needs to get into Beta Rock Church is what needs to happen.